What's up guys, welcome back to Code with Cleansing. In this video I'm going to show you how to build a blog and deploy this blog on Heroku. You can see from my domain name, you can see my blog is live. My blog is already on the internet. So in this video I'll show you how to build a blog and also deploy this blog to a live server. You're going to learn a lot in this video series. You understand? So in my blog I can read a particular blog post. I can add a comment to a particular blog post and do some normal blog activities, you understand? So in this series you will learn a lot. I'll show you how to switch from SQL 3 to Postgres database. I'll show you how to deploy your Postgres to AWS. I'll teach you how to push your code to GitHub, and after that I'm going to also show you how to deploy your project on a live server using Heroku. You can see this blog is on a live server, so I'm going to browse through this blog right now. So I'm going to read more for my I have a blog post here that says SQLite to Postgres database in Django. So let's read more on it. You can see on the live server the blog is like the page is loading, and you can see it's quite slow. That's because I'm using the Heroku free tier. You understand? So it's gonna take some time because we are using the free version of Heroku. So let's be patient. You can see it's loaded already. You can see this is the detail page of the blog. You can read more on it. After that, you are free to add a comment on the blog. So it's going to be really interesting. So if you already subscribed, please stay subscribed. If you've not subscribed to my channel, why not subscribe? It's going to be an interesting time on Code with Cleansing. So without further ado, let's get started with building our Django project and get started with building this awesome blog. So it's going to be a nice time here, so do well to stay tuned. Okay, so it's time we create our Django project. So I am on my VS Code. So go down to your terminal and create a simple Django project. Understand? So let's do that right away now. So you simply run this command Django admin start projects. So I'm going to call my Django project my blog. There was an error. There should be no S after the project. Should be Django admin, no S after the start project. Start project my blog. Sorry for the mistake. I have to go down to my desktop. That is my preferred part. So I'm going to go down to the desktop of my computer. So after that, I'm going to run this command Django admin start project my blog. So I'm going to go into this my blog directory. I'm going to say my cd into my blog, and then I'm going to create an app for this Django project. I'm going to say Python manage.py start app. I'm going to call this app blog app. So you can see there is no error. My blog app has been created, so I can now serve. I'm going to simply say Python manage.py run server 8001. Okay, I'm using a custom port, so I'll just run server right now and let's get started. You can see our project is up and running. We are on this port, so I'm going to copy that and paste on the browser. So I hope everything should be working fine. Okay, so now we are live now. So our Django project has been created successfully. So let's start building the blog application. Now let's open the Django project we created. It is called my blog. So I'm saved in my desktop. So I'm going to open the project right now. So it's my desktop, and I called it my blog. So here it is. So select folder. So it's opened already, so I'm gonna click on that. So you can see I have my Django project called my blog and my Django app called blog app. You understand? So that's it now. So we need to make sure our project knows about the app. Make sure the Django project knows about the app called blog app. So open my blog app, go to settings.py and register the Django app we created called blog app. You understand? So I'm going to scroll down to installed apps. Here it is. So now I'm going to call this blog app. So save. So after doing this now, we're going to create views for our templates instead. So now I'm going to go down to my Django application called blog app, and open my views.py file. So just there, I'm going to create some functions for my templates. I'm going to simply say def index. So I'm going to hold in the request arguments. So I'm going to return a template. Put in the request argument first, the name of our templates. I'm going to call this index.html. Sorry, I'm going to call this, let's say, blog app dot slash index.html, and put in the dictionary here. So I'm going to copy this for the read more page, for the detail page. I'm going to call this read more, and I'm going to call this read more.html. So save now. So I'm going to create some URL mapping for this particular views that has been created. So now let's create URL mappings for the views we created, for the function. So we're going to create some URL mapping for the function we created. So let's do that right away. Okay, so instead of the blog app, I'm going to create a new file called urls.py. You can call yours any name you like. So that's it. So I'm going to simply do some import. I'm going to say from django.urls import parts, and I'm also going to import the view module. I'm going to simply say from from dots import views. Dot refers to the blog app directory instead. So, and just that, so I'm going to create a variable called URL patterns. I know you guys should be familiar with all these by now. So I'm going to put in an empty string, and after that I'm going to put in our view function, views.index, and the name argument. So I'm going to call this index. So that I'm going to do that. Oh, see my mistake. It should be parts first, parts parentheses, and this should be inside of the part. Sorry for that error. And put in the comma here, copy this one small, Ctrl C. I'm going to do this to the read more page, views.read more. Okay, and this is going to be called read more also. This is the detail page of the blog, you understand? So for now, let's leave it this way. I'm going to simply put in read more. Yeah, and after doing this, now we need to make sure that our Django project knows about this url.py file that has been created. So we need to make sure the Django project knows about it. So now once we register the url.py file in the Django project, and the Django project is called my blog. So open your Django project and then url.py in the Django project. So now we're going to simply register the url.py file, import the include keyword. So after doing that, we're going to create a new path. I'm going to say path, and let's call this blog. So before we can access the url.py file we created, we must first of all prefix the URL with blog. Understand? So I'm going to simply say blog slash. So after doing this now, I'm going to simply say include blog app dot urls. So that's it. Now save your blog, and now we're going to create our template. We need to create template for the view function. Understand? You can see down here we have some templates. So first of all, instead of our Django app, we're going to create a folder called templates. And from Django's syntax, from documentation, you also need to create another folder in this template called the name of your app. The name of our app is called blog app. So we're going to create this folder called blog app. So after creating this folder called blog app, we're going to also create two more HTML files. We have index.html and readmore.html. So let's create them right now. I'm going to simply say index.html and create another one. The next one is called Sorry, the next one is called read more HTML. So that's it now. Save your work. So now I'm going to put in some text here and see if our configuration is working well. So for the first one, I'm going to call this index page. So I'm going to copy this and come down to the read more page and paste that and call this read more page. Understand? So now let's check if this is. Let's make sure our configuration is correct. So we're going to prefix with the blog and enter if it's correct. Oh, need to run server once more. Make sure our server is down. So Python man manage.py run server 8001. So after running server, I had these errors. It said I don't. It said does this included URL conf does not have any patterns in it. What could have gone wrong? I don't know. So let's check our URL.py file for the blog app. Oh, you can see there's a mistake in my spelling. It should have been called URL. So I removed the letter Q from the word there. Save again. Everything should work well now. Okay, our server is running again. The error was caused because my URL patterns was spelled wrongly. So I'm gonna refresh the page now. I'm gonna think everything should be fine. Oh, it should be. I think I didn't save. It should return index.html. Since I didn't save my index.html, so save to the browser, refresh. Perfect. So now let's go down to read more slash read more. Oh, page not found. My read more wasn't spelt well. I should add a D. So, oh, sorry for that. Run to end and blog slash read more. Enter. Perfect. So now everything is working fine now. So what I want to do now is this. Now I want to add a base template where the index and the read more page will inherit from. So what we're going to do now is this. Now I want to create a base template that's going to have the navigation bar, the one on top, and also the footer. You understand? You can see from what I did before, all the pages have the nav bar and the footer. Understand? They are inheriting from the base template. So I want to create this base template that's going to have the nav bar and the footer with this sidebar. Understand? So now we're going to do that right now by creating a base template and putting in the source code. Understand? Let's do that right now. So now let's create the base template. So I'm going to go down to my blog app, open the templates, go into the blog app folder in the template and create a new file called base.html. So let's do that right away. So I'm going to say base.html. So this base.html is going to hold, I'm going to put in the nav, I'm going to simply say navbar. So I want to make sure that each of the pages I have this navbar on them also, understand? So just save your work now. I'm going to go down after doing this. Okay, so this is it now. Okay, back to my base.html. I'm going to also put in a blog content. Blog, or I'm going to put in the decent sign first. Blog. Oh, what's wrong? So call it blog content. And this blog content, that's where we're going to place the index and the read more pages. Understand? So I'm going to close this block by simply saying end block. Okay, after doing that, so I'm going to just put in a simple, let's just put in an H1 tag here. I'm going to simply say hello. So after doing all this now, okay, we're going to make sure the index.html inherits the base.html content. I'm going to simply put this here. Let me say extend base.html. Understand? I'm also going to put this, I'm going to put the content of the index page inside of that blog content we created in the base.html. I'm going to say blog content. So make sure you end the block. Oh, sorry for that. End block. So that's it. I'm gonna do the same thing for the read more. I'm gonna copy this and paste here and change this to read more. So save your work. Come on to the browser, refresh. There's an error. It says simply does not exist at blog on the slash read more. So here's the mistake. I should have added this blog app and not just base.html. You can remember it's inside of the blog app slash do the same thing for the index page. I'll simply say blog app slash. So save now and else straight to the browser. So I think we need to run server again. Our server is down. Python, oh sorry for that. Python manage .py run server 8001. So refresh the page once more. Okay, you can see we have navbar. So go back to the index page, remove the read more. You can see we also have the navbar there. So that's it now. So once we get the actual template, so let's fix in the actual template for this project. So now let's get the actual template. So I'm going to go down to my file explorer, which is here, and here's the folder for the template itself. I'm going to open this now, go into it again. So I'm going to open the index.html. I'm going to simply say open with VS Code. So the page is opened already. So all we need to do is this. So now I'm going to simply copy out. So you can see from here, I'm going to copy out from the header section, not just from the header section. I'm going to copy from, okay, for the, so I'm going to copy from this header section upwards because that's the part that is going to be available on all the pages. So I'm going to copy it out. I don't want it on the index view. So I'm going to put that in the base.html from this header upward. Understand? So we'll simply Ctrl C, go down to our index view, and I'm going to put that in my base.html. You understand? That is the navigation bar. You understand? So let's do that right now. So I'm going to paste it here. So I'm also going to copy the footer. Because let me show you what the blog looks like. Let me show you what it looks like from where I opened it from. So here's at the index.html. Here's how it looks like. So what I copied is this. I simply copied out the head section, understand? And I want to also copy out the footer section, understand? So let's do that right now. So I've copied out the header. So let's get out the footer for the base.html. So look for the footer is right now. Okay. Okay, so here's the footer. So I'm gonna copy out these parts and paste in the base.html. So let's do that right now. Okay, based on that, just paste it. So not just that. Now we've copied out the header and the footer. So you watch here. You also want to like. Also, you're going to also copy out this search, this sidebar is available on all the pages. Understand? So we need to copy it out. Understand? So, and if you look well, this is a row. This is a bootstrap row. This is this is the eighth column, and this is the four parts of the column. You know, in a row on top of 12 columns. So this is the four. This is the four parts of the column, and this is the eighth part. So I'm going to copy out these four parts. Go down to the source code. Okay, just here, I will also need to copy the container itself. Okay, here's the container. So I'm going to copy this container and row, Ctrl C, and paste in my base.html, Ctrl C, paste them here. Okay, I also need to close them just here. close the divs and add one more close tag. So that's it now. So now what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna simply put in. I'm gonna put in this. I'm gonna put in the sidebar just underneath of this block. You understand? So now I'm gonna copy that sidebar because this eight, because this the column of 8 is gonna be for the index.html. You can see the column.8 is what we have here. It's what we have on the left hand side. Understand? Something like this. This is the eighth column. This is the eighth column, and this is the fourth. This is the fourth part of the column that makes up the Bootstrap row. You understand? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy out that four column, the first column. I'm going to show you where it starts from. So here's where the fourth part of the column starts from. You can see we have the 8th upward, and here's the fourth part that makes up the 12 columns in the row. So I'm going to copy this down. So it ends here. So I'm going to copy it up, go up. So we're going to copy this, Ctrl C, and paste in our base.html. Understand? Because we are inheriting all this. So I'm going to simply paste this, and that's it for base.html. And now for the index.html, all we just need is this. We simply need the 8th part of the column, the 8th part, which is up here. For our index.html, we simply need this section. Let me show you. Just the left hand side that has the block content. Understand? This is the index. The other part you see were inherited. Understand? They were all inherited from the base.html. So now let's copy out the source code for the index view. We're simply going to copy out the column of 8, this 8 section. So I want to find out where the end is. So just from here now, I'm going to go straight up, down to where we have. So just keep going up. So it ends here. So just copy this, and this for the index view. You understand? So we're going to remove this index.html we have there. So paste. So save your work, and that's all we need to do now. I promise that's all we need to do. So let's see how it looks like. So you can see what we have here. So refresh the page. It's not looking beautiful. You understand? That's because we've not added the static files. You understand? So if you watch closely, so I'm going to close down this we copied. Okay, if you watch closely from the base.html, you will see some links. You can see this link. You can see all these links here. They are meant to do something. They are the CSS link we need to add. You understand? So let's go add these static files to our Django project. So let's do that right now. Adding our static files, we need to also configure our read mode.html. We've done that for the index view, which is here, looking so bad. You can see welcome to our blog with the blog post. It's not looking good at all. So let's look on the index view, on the read more view. You understand? So I'm going to copy out the source code also. So let's get also. So here it is. So I'm gonna also get it. So I'm gonna open this with VS Code. So let's open this on the browser so you see how it looks like. So here's how the read more page is gonna look like. You can see we're only gonna copy out the 8th section of the row. You can this is the fourth part is on the base.html. So we're gonna also only copy out the source code for this 8th section. Why the other part, the header, the footer, and the sidebar, they are all coming from the base.html. So I'm going to copy that and paste now and paste that in my read mode.html. So I'm going to pause the video and do that. So to save. So you need to simply copy out this 8th section of the source code. You understand? Copy it and paste inside of the read mode.html. So inside of the blog content, that way it should be. Okay, that's it. So now it's copied. So let's see how it's going to look like in the browser. So go down to here. So I'm going to close this and this. So I'm going to go to slash read more. Oh no, want to change the port to 1000 and prefix it. I'm going to prefix with a blog slash read more. You can see here's the read more page. You understand? Yeah, so it's not looking good. So now let's add the static files. You understand? So let's start right away. So now what we're going to do now, we're going to create a file called we're going to create a folder called static in our blog app. So let's do that right away. So instead of the blog, I'm going to create this folder called static. So that's all I need to do for this now. And if you watch closely, I'm going to show you something now. You can see here's the read more page, and you can see we have all these static files. You can see we have the CSS, the JS, and the assets. So I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to minimize this screen now and open another one. I'm going to open my Django project. It's my desktop, and it's called my blog. So I'm going to open my blog now. Open blog app, and inside of static, I need to paste in all these folders. Understand? So I'm going to simply copy this and paste here. Okay, you can see I have them there. So that's all I need. That's the same thing for the index page. So I'm going to show you to prove that to you. We have the same for the index page, the same thing we have there. So yes, the index page. So I'm going to open it and let's see the static files. You can see we have the same thing: assets, CSS, and JS. So that's been copied to our static file. So open the static folder here. You can see we have these 3 folders already in there. So now that's all we need to do. So that's not all we need to do yet. So our base was HTML. So I'm going to close this, and okay, that's all I need to close. So you can see this link here. So now let's configure our static files to work for us now. So I'm going to go down to my to the settings.py file. So I'm inside of settings.py file. So I'm going to configure our static file to work. So I'm going to just scroll down here. You can see we have our static URL. I'm going to create a new variable called static files there, directories. I'm going to call static files underscore dirx going to be equal to a list. I'm going to simply put in the Django project base there slash name of our folder is called static. From what I created here, I call this static, so I'm going to put in that name there. Simply say static. No, so let's simply put in static. So that's all. That's it for that. That's it for now. So now we're going to move down to the base.html, and we're going to link this kind of differently. So here I have the links. I'm going to simply come here. Okay, put this in a single quotes, and now I'm going to put this inside of parentheses and put in the percent sign. That's for the other side, percent sign. And you're going to put in static, name of the folder, static, and that's what we need to do for now. That's all we need to do. So save now. So let's see if we have any other link. So let's go down for the JavaScript links. So do the same thing. Put them inside the curly braces and put in the percent sign on left and right side. And now put this in a single quotes and static. Okay, that's all we need to do now. So save your work now, and don't forget, we're also going to make sure we load static. Whenever you have this kind of configuration, make sure static is being loaded on top. So I'm going to simply do this now. Load static. So save your work now. I hope everything should work. So let's go down to the browser, refresh the page. Perfect. You can see now our read more page is looking good. So let's go down to the index page and let's hope it also looks good like this. Perfect. Now we are on the index page. It's also looking good. So thank God for that. Oh, well, there's a problem here. I don't want this welcome to blog home on the read more page. It should only be on the index page. You understand me? So I don't want the so this is it. I only want this welcome to blog home to be on the index page and not on both pages. So now let's go solve that. So now go down to the base.html because this is coming from the base.html. Because if I go down to the read more, you will see the same thing. Read more. You can see we have the same welcome to blog home. I want it to be only on the index page. So now go down to the base.html and let's look for where the code is. You can see where the code is. The code is here. So I'm going to remove this on the base.html and put instead of the index view alone. Understand? That's just the trick. Yeah. So paste here, save to the browser. So refresh the page. You can see it's gone from the read more page. Let's check out the index page. Okay, yes, that's how this is how I want it to look like. So now we are through it. We are done setting up our template. Our template is already set already. So what we need to just do is this. Now I want to now create our models. Understand? And that's gonna be in the second video, in the part 2. And that part 2, I'm gonna show you how to switch from SQLite database to Postgres database. And also we're gonna build our models together. So we're gonna meet in the next video.